Upon entry, the mantu swells with warmth, sense of spice, and flavor captivating the room. Despite the dark ambiance, hints of color and food filter through. The first dish, given the name the mantu, which the restaurant is titled after, has a delicate beauty that almost begs the guest not to cut into it. Its soft exterior shell gives way to freshly cooked and cut vegetables that melt away in one's mouth. With an array of sauces beautifully drizzled over each dumpling, the mantu is an experience of culinary beauty and perfect execution. Closely following the mantu, the nagras kebab is a dish close to perfection in presentation, flavor, and execution in the dish. Similarly to an American Scotch egg, the nagras kebab is a boiled egg generously coated in batter before being deep fried. The crunchy exterior of the shell, combined with the soft egg, creates a sensation for the palate, prompting the guest to finish the entire egg. Additionally, strong Afghan flavors melt through the nagras kebab, giving the guests a little taste of Afghanistan with every bite they take. These two dishes are perfect examples of the beauty the mantu brings into their food, both physically and in flavor. Welcome to Culture Encounters, Let's Eat. What you just heard was a piece of sensory writing from our food tour experience this past summer. A piece written by a child who experienced different cultures present right here in Richmond through the medium of food. That's what this podcast is all about, experiences that connect. And today we are here with Chef Noori, the owner of Mantu, modern Afghan cuisine.
Hello, how are you, man? Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So, how is your day going?
I'm great.
Good.
Since when I wake up in the morning, planning to go and serve people, so I was able to serve
That's awesome.
as many people as I can.
What time do you guys open? 11?
The restaurant we open at 11.
At
Yeah.
11, okay. So how much time does it take to, get everything prepped for the day? Are you getting here at like 8 or 9, earlier than that?
Well, I have to manage the restaurant and the market, so
Right.
I wake up around 5ish in the morning
5? Oh my gosh.
to manage the market first, and then come back to the restaurant and manage the restaurant. So.
Wow. Again, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So your day is super long. How long are you guys here for?
My staff, about 10 to 12 hours. For me, I don't have the exact
Oh my gosh.
time.
That is a lot of
It
dedication.
depends on how the work goes on, and
It shows in the food.
For sure.
you have to put work in the food.
So let's talk about a little bit about your life and your cultural experiences and how that's kind of shaped you in your journey and inspired you to be a chef.
Living in Afghanistan is not easy. I was born in 1985 when the situation of the country was not good at all. We were suffering a lot from all of these crises that was happening in Afghanistan. Shortage of food, the borders were closed. We managed to live our life. It's the credit goes back to our parents, our mother, who managed to cook some stuff and made us to be survived.
Right.
It wasn't easy, but when my father passed away, he was killed by the Taliban. I was 8 years old when I had to step out and start supporting the family, because at that time women were not allowed to work, and then I was the oldest son of the family to start supporting the family.
Right.
I work a lot. Like I'm working like almost 18 hours every day now. I used to work like 16 to 18 hours every day when I was 8. It wasn't easy.
I'm sure.
So when it comes back to your question about the food, it was my dream to have a full meal for lunch or dinner or breakfast, which I never, experienced back then. It was a dream to just go in the kitchen and cook whatever you want. At the age of 18, I was able to go into restaurant service. I worked a couple years in restaurant management, and then after that, I was able to go in the kitchen and start learning
Right.
to be a cook. Um, when I wore the jacket, I feel like God has given me a gift to serve those who are in need.
Wow.
So I served my entire life to serve our people, to cook food for those who are in need in Afghanistan. Um, I keep doing that. This is a God gift. It's a blessing for me. The more I serve, the more I feel like it's not enough. Let's do more. Let's
Right.
serve more people.
Let's do more. That's amazing, and it really ties into the next part of this is, your role as a chef. But before that, I think I speak for everyone when I say your story is incredibly inspiring for sure. So what as a chef now? How do you serve your community as a chef?
The best part for the being a chef is to connect people, and food is the one of the most important um, aspect of life. When you want to connect people, you invite them for dinner, or
Right,
lunch, or
right.
breakfast. Um, so, food really connects people, especially when you have a connection of cooking and a spirituality. In that, food itself gives you energy to connect you with the God,
Right.
with yourself.
Right.
So it's really important for the chef to carefully work on cooking skills and trying to put the best meal on the table, because it's curing. It's not just the food. It is a primary care for the people. I always say, cooking is a primary care. The secondary care is the medicate, which if you don't eat good food, you might need them. But if you get a good meal, 3 times a good meal, I don't think you need a secondary option to go for, which is not good. It wastes your time, money, and all that. So, but you have to save all those time and money to just have like 3 meals, simply good, with good organic spices that helps your body to heal the body. So all the spices God has created for us, it's a garden that you can choose and pick. Not to just put the wrong stuff in your body. It's also saying that when something tastes good right now, but may taste better in your stomach. So you have to be careful with that. So it shouldn't taste good. It should be good in your mouth and your stomach.
Right. Absolutely. So, kind of that actually is an amazing transition into our next kind of thought that we wanted to talk about. So, if I'm a chef, if I'm a customer coming into the restaurant or the market, what is it you want me to experience about the Afghan culture, and B, just the culinary experience, the cultural experience, like you said. What do you want your customers to experience or take away from their experience in your restaurant?
That's a great question. First, we don't call our people, our guests, customer. We call them guests because it gives some differentiates about who we're dealing with. When we say guests in Afghanistan, that's a culture we have. When you serve food, we don't call them like just a client or customer. We call them a guest. Guest is called a friend of God. So we directly connect a guest to the God. So the more you love God, the more you're able to serve your guest.
Right.
So it does have a spiritual connection with that. So when you come to a restaurant, you have to feel at home first. You feel the passion, you feel the love what we serve, and the beauty of the culture.
Right.
It's about serving people. Plus, connecting our culture, introducing our culture to the world. Because what we have seen from the media, totally different that we have experienced back in Afghanistan. Our way of living, our culture is totally different than whatever is introduced through the social media. So when you experience, we're trying to connect people, and then food would be one of those a special element that brings you on the table. It connects families, it introduces the cultures, and then gives you, more knowledge about a country which was forgotten for centuries.
Right, right. For sure. No, that's amazing. So Freddie, go ahead and take us home.
And that's all for part one. And thank you, Chef Noori, for being here and telling us a little bit of your story. And you guys can join us next time for part two when we discuss and eat some of the food that we will be tasting.